Do you want to get better at art? Are you producing work that's a bit meh and not your best? Well, stay tuned for some tips. Oh, that was cringy. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I apologise about the video quality. I did struggle a lot with the setup. I tried my best, but I will get better at it as I go along. I'm going to be doing a tips video on how to get better at drawing, but first I'm going to do a short talk about mental health. I've had a rough week and I haven't been motivated to do anything, and I've just wanted to sleep all day and lay in bed. I'm sure a lot of people have been going through that as well and have felt like that before. I started art again and I wanted to do a YouTube. It was all to improve my mental health and get into a routine. So, because I was thinking of just not even posting today, but I really wanted to get a video out, and it got me up and it got me doing things. So, it helps to get a routine because it keeps you busy, and yeah. I feel like nowadays it's a lot more common for people to have some sort of mental health issue, which is really unfortunate. I don't know whether it's this generation or if it's just spoken about more, which is really good because it does need to be spoken about more and put out in the open, because it's not a bad thing. It's not an uncommon thing either. It's very common for people to have their days and have anxiety and to feel depressed all the time, or just to have depressed moments. And yeah, it's normal for people to go through this, and I just wanted people to know that it's okay. And trying to stick to a routine really would help with things. But yeah, anyway, enough of my rambling. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear about this, and let's get on to the tips in the video. Right, tip 1, tracing. When I was younger, I used to trace a lot of things. I did draw, like, not tracing, I did just draw normally, but I used to trace at practice a lot. It helped me figure out the shapes and movement of things. Just remember to say, to reference the drawing and not say it's your own, because that is the worst thing to do. If you're tracing someone else's drawing that they worked hard on and you're like, oh yeah, I did this is my drawing, it's not a good thing to do. But tracing things, eventually you'll be able to just draw that without tracing. I guess I just memorised some of your brain, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that helped me. Tip 2, watching tutorials. Watching art tutorials is a great way to get better at art, because you can see what other artists draw and what technique they use. There's this channel called, for God's sake, I don't know how to pronounce this, Shingami Art, so I really can't pronounce anything. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I'm just going to link it here. But he does sped up videos of his art process of anime and manga, I don't know. Drawings, and I pause them and follow along what he's doing, because that's the type I do like, that type of style, and I want to get better at that. And just watching tutorials, it helps me improve that style. And yeah, like I said, because I'm just getting back into art, doing that, it's really helping. So yeah. Tip number 3, try different things, experiment. It's so important to experiment, because you might not think you're good at one type of thing, but you might be just drawing in one style and you haven't tried any other styles, or you haven't tried any different mediums or different paints, different colours. You need to experiment and get creative, because if you try different things, you might find out that you're really good at one thing and not so good at another thing. So experiment where you'll know your strengths and weaknesses, and unless you practice and keep doing that, you're not gonna improve. Tip 4, practice. You have to keep practicing. Even if your art hasn't turned out very well and you think it's rubbish, do not throw it up and throw it away. You need to just keep going. It might cause a lack of confidence if you don't think, oh, that art piece wasn't good, but you have to just keep going. I try to draw every other day, but like I said at the beginning, it's okay to feel unmotivated and down, but sometimes I do doodles to keep my mind occupied when I have anxiety. I'll just doodle on my page, and it's still drawing, it's still practicing. And every piece doesn't have to be a masterpiece. It doesn't have to look perfect. Tip 5, keep a sketchbook. Keeping a sketchbook is a great way to get better at art. I try to take my sketchbook everywhere in case inspiration strikes. Obviously, I do forget sometimes to take it, or there's no need to take it to the place I'm going, but I do try to carry it around. Your sketchbook isn't supposed to be perfect. Like, feel free to annotate, doodle. You could even just do block pages of colour, because that's still going to practice. You're still going to be practicing colouring and your wrist techniques and everything. Like, it's your sketchbook. You can do what you want with it. Get creative. I think it's the best way to improve art, keeping a sketchbook. Once you finish that, start a new one, but never throw them away. I never throw my sketchbooks away, because you're not going to get thousands, because they're not going to fill up that quickly. And you can see how you're improving your art. And yeah, I think it's a great idea. And my final tip 6, is to use references. I mentioned earlier in the video to use references. Don't try to just make up things all the time. Like, you can if you want, but I think it's just best to look at pictures or things like life drawings. So, like, for example, if you look at a picture of an apple, or you put an apple in front of you, you're going to see different shadows and different highlights. Then from just making up the apple in your mind, you're going to get more accurate stuff if you use a reference and look at a picture or look at it in person. And then in the future, you can try drawing it from your mind, because you would have drawn that apple so many times and you would have known all the shadows and highlights and stuff. But yeah, it's so much better to reference. I think images, drawings and stuff, they turn out a lot better when you reference. But obviously, as you get better and better, you can start making up your own characters. But even when people make up their own characters, they still reference. So they'll be looking at different eye shapes and different body shapes, and they'll still be looking at pictures to make up their own characters. Like, every artist reference, and I think it's the best point to do. Referencing is very important to do. Like, it will really help you improve your skills. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Again, I apologise about the quality of my filming and stuff. I just wanted to let you guys look at something while I'm rambling on. So, but yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Have a lovely week. Bye.